Growing older can be terrifying. Your body changes, your social circle shrinks, and the people you once counted on start slipping away. You may feel like you're losing control, like the life you carefully built is unraveling before your eyes. And worst of all, you may start wondering if you'll become a burden to your family or end up forgotten and alone. But that doesn't have to be your future. There are women who thrive even in their 70s, 80s, and beyond. Strong, independent, and respected. These women have unlocked the secret to aging with strength and dignity. If you recognize these 6 signs in yourself, it means you already have what it takes to stay independent, no matter how old you get. If you don't worry. You can start building these habits today. You don't rely on your family for everything. It's natural to expect your family to support you as you grow older, but counting on them for everything is a dangerous game. Yes, they love you. Yes, they care about you. But the reality is that your children and grandchildren have their own lives. They have careers, marriages, and personal struggles. As much as they may want to be there for you, they may not always have the time, energy, or emotional capacity to meet your every need. And what happens when that support starts to fade? Picture this. You've always been close with your daughter. She used to call you every day, drop by on weekends, and invite you over for holidays. But now she has a demanding job, children of her own, and a household to run. Suddenly, the calls become less frequent. Visits turn into short check-ins. Holidays become rushed. At first, you tell yourself it's temporary. She's just busy. But as the months pass, you realize that your relationship has changed. And it hurts. You feel forgotten, overlooked, and maybe even a little resentful. Here's the hard truth. It's not your daughter's fault. It's not a reflection of how much she loves you. It's a reflection of life. Strong, independent women understand this. They know that placing all their emotional and practical needs on their family creates an unhealthy dynamic. It leads to resentment on both sides. Your daughter might start to feel guilty for not being able to give you more attention. You might start to feel angry that she isn't doing enough. That's a recipe for conflict and distance. So how do strong women avoid this? They create a life that isn't dependent on their family's attention and availability. They build friendships outside of their family circle. They create routines and activities that give them fulfillment and purpose. A strong woman has a reason to get up in the morning that doesn't involve waiting for her children's call. Start by expanding your social circle. Join a book club, a fitness group, or a community class. Make friends with other women your age, and even with younger people. Friendships across generations provide a fresh perspective and prevent you from feeling isolated. If you don't know where to start, look into local community centers, churches, or senior clubs. Many places offer free or low-cost activities specifically designed to help older adults build connections. You also need to take charge of your emotional needs. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, if my kids really loved me, they'd be here more often. But love isn't measured by how often someone calls or visits. It's measured by the quality of the connection you have when you're together. Focus on strengthening that connection instead of obsessing over how frequently you see them. When your child does call or visit, be present. Listen to them. Enjoy the moment without silently keeping score. Finally, set realistic expectations for your family. You are not entitled to their time, but you are entitled to respect. If you feel that your children are crossing emotional or practical boundaries, for example, constantly canceling plans or only calling when they need something, speak up. Communicate your needs calmly and directly, but remember, emotional independence comes from knowing that your happiness doesn't rest solely in someone else's hands. The truth is, life will pull your children in different directions. If you base your sense of purpose and happiness on their presence, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. But if you create a fulfilling life outside of your family, you'll never feel truly alone, even when life gets busy. That's what makes you strong. Tag. 2. You control your finances. Money is power, and when you don't have control over your money, you're handing that power to someone else. This is one of the biggest reasons why so many older women lose their independence later in life. They assume that someone else, a husband, a financial advisor, or even their children, will take care of everything for them. But what happens when that person is no longer there? What happens when your husband passes away, or your financial advisor retires, or your children start focusing on their own financial challenges? If you don't know where your money is or how to manage it, you could find yourself in a dangerous and vulnerable position. It's a common story. A woman in her 70s loses her husband unexpectedly. He always handled the bills, the investments, the taxes. Now she's sitting at the kitchen table, surrounded by bank statements, trying to figure out which bills have been paid and which haven't. The mortgage statement is overdue. The credit card bill is piling up. And worst of all, she doesn't know how much money she actually has or where it is. This isn't just about the practical side of managing money. It's about the psychological impact of losing financial control. When you don't have control over your finances, you feel powerless. You feel at the mercy of others. And unfortunately, not everyone has good intentions. Financial scams targeting elderly people are at an all-time high. Predatory lenders, fraudulent investment schemes, and even family members with bad motives prey on women who don't have a firm grasp of their own finances. Strong, independent women take control of their financial future long before a crisis hits. They don't wait until their husband is gone or until they face a medical emergency to figure out where their money is. They treat financial literacy as a form of independence, because it is. First, you need to know exactly how much money you have. Open every bank statement, retirement account summary, and investment portfolio. Make a list of every account in your name, including checking, savings, retirement, and brokerage accounts. Know exactly how much money is in each account, where it's invested, and how to access it. Next, take control of your expenses. How much money are you actually spending each month? What are your biggest costs? Housing, medical bills, transportation, food. Many women discover that they are spending more than they realize on things they don't actually need: subscription services, memberships, or impulse purchases. Strong women take a hard look at these expenses and cut anything that isn't essential. Once you have a clear understanding of your financial situation, start making long-term decisions. If you own your home, do you need to downsize to reduce costs? If you have savings, are they growing or shrinking? Many older women leave their money sitting in a low-interest savings account, where it barely keeps up with inflation. A strong woman knows that it's not enough to save. You need to make your money work for you. Consider working with a financial advisor, but don't blindly hand over control. Ask questions. Understand the fees they are charging you. Make sure you have a say in how your money is invested. If your advisor can't explain your investments in simple terms, find someone else. A good advisor will empower you, not confuse you. It's also important to have an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. Medical emergencies, home repairs, or even a sudden increase in living expenses can drain your resources quickly. Experts recommend having at least 6 months' worth of living expenses set aside in an easily accessible account. This gives you a safety net and peace of mind. Estate planning is another crucial step. Make sure you have a will. If you want your assets to go to your children or grandchildren, put it in writing. If you have specific wishes for your medical care or your funeral arrangements, communicate them clearly to your family and put them in legal documents. Strong women don't leave these decisions to chance. They take control. Most importantly, don't let shame or fear stop you from asking for help. If you've spent your whole life letting someone else manage the money, it's not too late to learn. Take a class on financial literacy. Talk to a trusted advisor. Read books on personal finance. Knowledge is power. And when you understand your financial situation, you stop feeling helpless. Taking control of your finances isn't just about avoiding poverty or financial stress. It's about protecting your independence. When you know that you have the resources to take care of yourself, you sleep better at night. You make decisions based on what's best for you, not based on fear or pressure from others. You are not at the mercy of a husband, a child, or a financial institution. You hold the power, and that's what makes you strong. 3. You take care of your health before it's too late. Let's be honest. Aging is hard on the body. The things you used to take for granted, climbing the stairs, carrying groceries, even getting out of bed in the morning, start feeling harder as you get older. Your muscles weaken. Your bones become more fragile. Your joints ache in ways they never did before. But the real danger isn't the physical discomfort. It's the loss of independence that comes with declining health. What happens when you can't walk up the stairs without help? What happens when you slip and fall in the shower and can't get up? What happens when you need someone to drive you to the doctor or help you with basic tasks like dressing or cooking? Suddenly, you're no longer in control of your life. You become dependent on others, your children, a caregiver, or even a nursing home. That's the real fear, not just losing physical strength, but losing the ability to live on your own terms.